And we're live.
Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to another exciting installment of the Living World of Darkness, Boston by Night. The Bank of England is an imposing structure built of granite and marble that looks out over the tightly packed Boston streets. As is common for most banks, two roaring, rampant lions, carved in perfect poses, sit outside the imposing black oaken doors, which currently stand closed as the bank itself is closed for business. However, Kindred know that if they should ever require anything, regardless at any time of the day or night, they can merely knock. The viceroy of the bank, the Viscount Alexander Harkin, has summoned the kindred of the city who will attend to him, so that they may discuss the current matters of the city and its goings on. The kindred will be welcomed at the door as they arrive.
So I guess knocking on the door is the old crow.
A smallish man in a kind of a white powdered wig pops his head out from the door and he says, "Yes, sir. The hour's a little bit late. Is there something I can do for you?"
Well, yes, tell whoever posted the notice for reward that I have information that is sensitive and important.
"Oh, very good, sir. Would you care to step inside?
He'll come in.
May I offer you refreshment, tea, coffee?"
No.
Very good then. You will be led up through the down into the winding vaults of the bank proper until you come to a large door with an embossed sign saying Viscount A. Harkin, Viceroy of the Bank of England. And there will be the small man escorting you will tap politely on the door before a very calm voice emits from inside saying, "Enter." The door will be pushed open and you will see elaborately furnished office, fine carpets on the floor. I do apologize for my phone. Bookcases filled with rare and valuable volumes, and the Viscount himself seated behind a beautifully carved mahogany desk with a large ledger in front of him. "Ah, yes, do forgive me. The Old Crow was your name? Yes?
Yeah.
Would you care to..." He looks at the... Are you holding a body?
I'm holding a burlap sack.
Ah. "Would you please care to step inside?"
He goes in.
"Take a seat." There are two rather plush chairs sitting in front of the desk.
He'll sit down. You see that he is stooped and he keeps his arms kind of like tucked in. When he sits down, his weight must be tremendous because the chair kind of groans. And from the dampness outside, his outfit is kind of sticking to him. He has gigantic bulging muscles.
"So, what is it that I can do for you at this late hour, my friend?"
Well, you put up that there was a reward for information.
"There is."
Well, I have information that I feel is salient and will give me that reward.
"I'm a man of my word, sir. Present me your information, and if it is pertinent to our investigation, you will be given your reward."
Ah, very good. The ones who attacked us are infernalists. They worship the devil.
You can see the Viscount cock an eyebrow. "Interesting. And you can present me proof of this?"
Yes. With the Monsignor Uriah in the church, I left with them an article of clothing. When they were fighting us, their clothing was reinforced by a foreign infernal blood magic that makes their clothing as tough as plate armor. In addition to that, he will upturn the bag and an Indian, a Native American who is completely naked with his arms and legs chopped off, and a stake through his heart falls out. He was part of a blood court ritual. He was being punished. His heart was outside of its body, and it was slowly creeping its way towards the fire with every pulse while he was staked and watching. So I assume the fact that not enough of us died was what angered them, and they were doing a punishment right for him.
I see. How very interesting. You can tell. Okay. You can tell. You can tell that the Viscount he's keeping his outward exterior incredibly calm, but the eyes are kind of flicking around, kind of computating all the possible solutions. Well, I should think that this is indeed most worthy. Okay, is indeed most worthy of the reward. He will reach into a into a desk drawer, and he will withdraw a relatively large bag that has been sewn up and sealed, and place it gingerly on the table in front of the old crow. Jake, whatever you feel the reward is worth, or the reward I was able to give, is in that bag. GM, fiat, whatever.
Yeah, I gotta look up, I guess, conversion of money back then or something.
Cool. Needless to say, the Camarilla is in your debt.
Well, I know this. They already owe me a major boon for my actions last time, and also the sheriff personally owes me a boon, so I know that the Camarilla owes me. If I were to have adequate amount of protection, I could go out and find more information, but I was by myself and it was not prudent to stay.
What protection do you feel that you require?
Well, someone to watch out for me while I do some of what I do. I just need things there so that I am not attacked by a pack of Z's, and he'll gesture at the Indian. I was going to present that to the sheriff, unless you have ways of making him talk. As far as I know, it only speaks the Indian tongue, but you have ways of saying it, I don't know.
I'm sure that ways can be found. Would you excuse me for a moment, please?
Yeah, very good.
He will stand up and walk outside the door to one of his female.
He will hold up a finger as you're leaving. Just so you know, the sheriff has been called away, so he will not be here and will not be able to be summoned with any haste.
Ah, indeed. It was not the sheriff whom I was going to summon. If there is indeed blood magic at play, then it is the area of expertise of Clan Tremere. That is why we keep them in the Camarilla, after all. You can see a look of immense distaste flick across his face as he says that.
Well, I don't know. I am unsure if it's necessary to summon them.
Sorry, Jake. Did you say something? I could barely hear you.
You were talking about, you wanted to call the Tremere guy, and I was saying, oh, well, then I put up the wrong picture then.
Well, you can come in as whichever NPC you want, obviously.
I mean, I know, but which Tremere do you want to summon?
The NPC is called the Witch Hunter, isn't he?
Yeah.
Then
Edric
that guy.
Ziegler.
Beg your pardon?
Edric Ziegler.
Yep, that guy.
Alright.
So he will whisper to one of his female attendants and send her scurrying through the evening with a letter from him, requesting his immediate attention that there is heresy afoot.
Okay.
Before retaking his seat and saying to the old crow, "If you do not mind my asking, my friend, what is it that the Camarilla owe you so many boons for?"
Well, when they were scattering, I brought the sheriff to another one who was hiding in town. In addition to, while most of the Camarilla faded away, I stayed and fought beside him to make sure he was not overwhelmed by the enemies.
While you're talking, Alexander is very politely taking notes. Very interesting. Your heroism, of course, deserves your reward.
Yeah. and well rewarded again. And he'll pick up like the sack of your stuff and he'll put it in his burlap sack.
It's just a sack of coins, obviously.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, he's just I guess he'll tie it onto his hip or whatever.
Wonderful. Now then, if you would like, I can open you one of our special Kindred accounts if you wish us to keep your money safe for you.
I mean, I don't know. I assume my money is safe under my person.
You never know. As I said, it is merely an offer from one friend to another.
He'll like throw you back, I guess, the sack of coins. I mean, yeah, put it in something, I guess, yeah.
Very good. He will make the standard kind of, the way I'm doing this is that the Kindred of the city have their own kind of, accounts that they can access at various different times and whatever else, and they don't need to provide as much paperwork. So he will create a bank account for the Old Crow with the amount that have been previously stated, and I guess we shall sit here and twiddle until the witch hunter arrives. Twiddle, twiddle, twiddle.
Okay. So, like, shortly after the twiddle session begins, there's like a polite knock at the door.
Enter.
The door creaks open, and you hear like a voice says, like, "It is I, Cedric Ziegler, Sorcerer Supreme and Witch Hunter, presider over the witch trials, the real ones, not the savagery that occurred recently." And he starts like striding in with his chest puffed out, and he's got really pointy shoes that are way too long.
Herr Ziegler, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yes, and you would be the Viscount Alexander Harkin.
Indeed.
Pleasure. He extends a hand, like, daintily.
Harkin will take the hand and he will give it a shake.
He's got like a really limp, like loose, almost like dead man handshake.
Okay. I'm not sure if you're familiar with my friend the Old Crow or not.
Yes, I am familiar with the name, but not the person. You there, you would be the Old Crow, would you not?
He will bow to him. Well, that is quite true.
You, he points at you, are you injured?
No.
Then why do you wrap yourself in such cloth?
Oh, my body is not very attractive to behold. I am very ugly. And
I see. Well, you should get in touch with some of those sewer rats, perhaps, or maybe a Malkavian to teach you to perhaps fit in a bit better. You stick out like a sore thumb, old boy.
I do apologize for my unseemly demeanor.
No apologies necessary. Merely a suggestion. Now, why is it that I have been summoned here?
The Viscount will walk again behind his desk, and I'm going to say, because he doesn't like the look of it, he had a tarp thrown over the dismembered corpse that he kind of sweeps back and says, "This would be the reason I have brought you here, Herr Ziegler."
If I may offer illumination,
Yes, by all means.
that is what I believe to be a member of an infernal blood cult.
And what evidence do you have to support these claims?
Well, he was one of the people that assaulted the prince's estate, and they were all wearing these red coats. After examination with the sheriff, I have determined that they are threaded with with a thread that has been spun with infernal thaumaturgy, I believe.
Interesting. Do you have the item in question with you?
Unfortunately, no. I left that in the care of the sheriff because he was speaking with Monsignor Uriah about gaining weaponry that was blessed and see if it would cut through the infernally reinforced clothing. But he agreed with my assessment, as well as I found this one. He had his legs and arms cut off, and then his heart was beating out of, well, it was connected to his his chest via strings, and was slowly beating and pulling itself to the fire. So I'm guessing that they were upset by the fact that they did not succeed in destroying any of the relevant members of the Anarch movement or the Camarilla, and was punishing this one.
Hmm. You don't say. Well, I
And
heard
knock would come on the door.
Sure.
Enter.
Logan would push on the door to see if it'll open.
It opens.
I'm
It kind of
assuming he's
creaks
still at
slightly.
the front door. Okay. He'll look around and see if he can find his way to wherever people are gathered.
I mean, you're actually like in an office right now, so it's very easy to see where everybody's gathered.
Oh,
Yeah,
somebody
you would have been
the
led
front door
down from the front door by the same small little man with his powdered wig, to the underground office.
Of the bank.
Okay.
It's like a bank.
Yeah,
We're in the underground office of the bank.
Okay. I didn't assume that I was inside the bank yet. That's why I was stating
It's
it
cool.
that way.
It's cool. I was just letting you know. It's cool.
Yeah, he'll push the door open and step in.
Hello.
Okay.
Good evening.
I do beg your pardon. Your name was
Logan.
of Clan.
Gangrel.
Ah. In that case, be welcome to my office. Can we offer you some refreshment?
Thank you.
Very good. Oh, by the way, yes, you see a cadaver lying on the desk. That's probably important. That has its chest ripped open and its arms and legs cut off? Question mark? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
He'll nod to each of the. He'll nod first. Give the Viscount a slight bow and offer nods to each of the other kindred in the room.
But needless to say, I should just call you Old Crow and dispense with Mr. It seems pointless to use. If your suspicions are correct, and there is in fact an infernalist cult operating inside and around the borders of this city, then I do believe that it is time for more drastic action to be taken in their elimination.
The Old Crow will waddle over to Cedric. I am also an occultist. Study a lot. I like to read. So I believe we should put our heads together to nip this in the bud. Yeah.
Old Crow, you are supposedly some sort of oddball when it comes to the mystical and the occult.
I've been told such, yeah.
I should like to know more about your practice. But yes, I suppose we could combine efforts for now, but in return I would like to know a lot more about your practice.
This is fine with me. I have no secrets to friends.
Good, he nods.
Well, maybe we should step outside for just a moment, and I will give more illumination.
He shrugs his shoulders.
When we go outside the room, the Old Crow will straighten up, and he's no longer hunching or over anything, and he's fairly big and obviously like a really thick, swole man. I am the Baron Eric von Darkmoor. I am a member of Clan Tremere. However, I am looking for those who may have escaped our clan. I seek out the anti-tribu, and I seek out the variant bloodline of the Lithuanian Tremere, so I must not be associated with the clan.
He like looks you over appraisingly for a second,
Mhm.
and then he gets 3 successes to hit the ill Tremere style sea walk, and then he points at your shoes.
And says, "What are those?"
No, he just wants to see if you are also capable of doing the secret Tremere dance to prove that you are part of Clan Tremere.
Okay. Can I do the secret Tremere dance?
You gotta roll a dex and performance.
Okay. That's 7 dice.
Okay, do you have performance?
I have a dot.
Sweet. Oh no. You fuck it up.
I do.
He's like, that is the weakest. Oh, I don't know why I just made him French, but he momentarily turns French because your dance is so bad. He's like, suffer blue. But he hates your dance, and he's like, that was the sorriest example of a Tremere dance I've ever seen in my life. You must be an initiate.
I've spent much time away, so I'm sorry if I don't practice as much as I should.
Well, you should get your move on. You should get your moves on lock, or you'll be demoted.
Very good.
He nods. Now, why was I summoned here besides that? And he looks at the Viscount.
I mean, like, we're presumably outside the door unless he just walked back in.
Oh yeah, he's gonna use about. He pretty much is gonna like turn around and walk back in. Let's see, you're trying to say something else.
Yeah, no.
No.
The old crow hunches back down like he was before to seem smaller and whatnot. And he goes in and he says, well, the Viscount wanted you to weigh in as a witch hunter to find this infernal threat.
Right. Do you have a location? Or a supposed location?
I have a place for us to go to, yes.
Where is that?
If you do not want your time wasted, I could go there myself and do the investigation.
Well, do you believe that the cult would be there in right now?
Well, I didn't. I was able to stop the things that was happening to him, and bring him back with me. So I assume that if they were there, they would have attacked me then. However, someone may come to investigate, and if we go and they are coming back to see the results of what they had done, then there may be somebody there when we get there.
All right then. I will lend my expertise.
Very good. Viscount, are you ready to go?
The Viscount kind of looks at you quizzically and is like, in the way that says, you want me to go?
Well, I don't know much of the Camarilla ways, but you seem to have much status, and if you have such status, then wouldn't it warrant that you should overlook this operation?
Yes, I should think so. You will, of course, give me a few moments to prepare myself.
Yeah, it's good.
The Viscount turns on his heel before he looks at Logan and kind of contemplates for a moment. He says, "You are a proud serving member of the Camarilla, are you not?"
No, he is very much an independent who likes to be contracted to do mercenary work.
Very well then. Know that if this evening should know that I am very happy to pay for mercenary work, particularly when it comes to the keeping safe of my own general person.
Logan would nod.
Basically, the Viscount will walk to a large wardrobe almost, and he will just take out a belt with a sword and a pistol on it and connect it around his waist. In that case, gentlemen, lead on.
The old crow will go out front, and he will lead everybody.
Alright. So you go to that clearing that you were in before with the fire that you enchanted, and you see that besides the trees and stuff that you painted on and bled on, everything else is like withered and gray, and if you touch any of like the plant matter, it like crackles off into like ash.
So any of the trees that I used are all like fucked up.
No, they're fine.
They're
The
the only
other ones
ones.
are not.
Oh, yes, they have been back here, and they are angry.
Sano, just so you know, I'm spending blood to activate personal armor and my claws. And my claws.
Okay. So, Logan, like, grows talons.
I take a step away from him.
He tucks his hands inside of his coat pockets carefully and just walks along.
Okay, the old crow will continue and take them to the clearing where the whole thing was going down.
Yeah, you're on, like, the edge of it, and all the trees, like, around it are all that, like, they're all ashy. And then the ones that you painted on are not. The fire's gone.
But this is where it happened, Cedric.
Very well. Allow me a moment to get in tune with the area. And he goes and he walks into the where the fire used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like stands on it and closes his eyes and like puts his hands out and starts chanting. And then he like bites the palm of both hands and while he's chanting, like blood is coming down his arms and stuff.
Can I roll to know what he's doing?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess is it like a intelligence occult or perception occult or?
Probably, yeah, I guess integral.
Okay, it's 12 dice. Oh yeah, I probably know what it is. If it has to do with rituals.
Yeah. Well, he's doing like a thing that I wrote, but he's doing essentially a scrying type ritual that like anyone who's left a strong impression on the area in a long time, he will like know who they were, what they did to leave the impression on the area, and like where they went when they left, I suppose.
Yeah, he's just like doing some cool custom ritual.
Yes.
Very good. That is all I need to know. It's a cool custom ritual that I don't. We'll just say that I don't really know what he's doing. I'm just like, oh, it's really cool. I will tell everyone else to not stare at him while he's doing that. To go search around the area to make sure that we're not going to get ambushed.
In that case, we will do that.
Go patrol.
While he's doing that ritual, I will go behind him and do my ritual, and I will look into the past to see who put this Native American guy here and watch what had happened. So I need 12 dice.
Okay.
And Logan will go patrol.
Cool. So Logan rolled me like a perception survival.
Perception survival.
It is.
And it's
This-
like, base difficulty.
Yeah, this ritual is base difficulty.
Yeah, I was telling Ian that his thing is base difficulty.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so you got like all
Man.
successes. Okay, cool. So that's perfect because that allows me to give you exactly what I wanted to give you. So you get two
successes.
Vivid, alright, sweet. 1 second. I just want to finish this thing. So it gives you 2 vivid visions. First one is this guy. His face.
Is this a kindred loreable person?
Yes.
So it's 9 dice.
It's gonna be slightly higher difficulty because it's like not super well known.
Yeah, it's cool.
You said 9 dice?
Yeah.
You don't get any successes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. So you don't know who that guy is. But you get a good solid image of his face. And then you got chip over his shoulder.
Mhm.
Imagine it was like super black and really big.
Oh, okay, cool.
That too. And like you see it like bouncing up and down like choppy Atlantic Sea. And you have a feeling that it's close by.
Okay. So when my eyes of the
He's the one
past.
that, like that guy is the one who put the Native American there.
Okay, so like I'm instead of seeing the past, I'm like getting a vision.
Well, you see that guy doing it, and you also compoundedly get a vision.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. There's like a lot of flashes. It's very magic-y. There's a wizard there. He takes 50 points away from your house.
Oh man.
Okay, so Ian, you got 2 successes. So you hear branches break not too far away from you guys in the woods.
Logan is going to turn towards that sound, but if there's a stone on the ground near his feet, he's going to kick it in the direction of the others so they at least get an alert warning.
So what, Aiden?
He's just gonna kick rocks.
They get by the others so that they, become aware.
Okay, maybe you guys hear him kick rocks.
A subtle hint that something is going on without, screaming out that something's going on.
I'm currently tripping off acid.
Tripping on back in time acid. We gotta go back, Marty.
Doc Brown acid. What?
That ship's the HMS DeLorean.
Yep.
It's our kids, Marty. They marry a black man. But we're okay with that, Doc. Oh, really? So am I.
What timeline is this, Marty? Alright, so, fucking... Yeah, you kick the rocks or whatever. Does anybody do anything?
He's going to... Oh, sorry.
Do me and Cedric Diggory get done with our rituals about the same time or not?
He's still doing it now.
Okay.
He's gonna be a while.
Alright.
Because it gives a lot of info.
Sorry, hearing the sound, hearing the pebble, but thinking it might actually be the enemy, not poor old Logan. Alexander draws his sword from his belt and kind of, gets really wary of his surroundings.
Okay.
That works.
I mean, I guess I look around. If I don't see anything, then I just chill out next to this dude doing his ritual so nobody walks up and just stakes him or some stupid shit.
Alright, so you can all roll, like, perception alertnesses.
Alright, well then, roll me 7 dice, bruh.
Perception alertness, you said?
Yeah.
Nope, I do not see any of the shit. Again, I cannot do perception alertness.
You got 3 people.
Alright, though.
I got a success.
Okay. And Cedric, Diddly-io.
See, Diggs?
He gets some stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah, he does.
Um, he's like, oh my goodness. Lupines.
Oh,
Ah.
And everyone else sees, like a vague outline of a very large black wolf.
okay. Well,
I'm so okay.
Fuck.
It's probably like 200 yards off between some trees, and it's looking at you. But it's like, even though it's so far away, it's still pretty big looking.
yeah. Well, you can keep your Hispo ass over there, bro.
Question for those of us who are uninitiated. I was always told that mind affecting things were the best thing to use on werewolves to like dominate in presence. Is that indeed the case?
I'm not gonna fucking tell you jack shit about how to play your character.
I was asking PJ as another player. That I can do.
No fucking way you can.
Are you telling him I cannot advise him?
I mean, that's totally out of game knowledge.
Okay.
If his character doesn't know that shit, then he doesn't know it. You can roll like, fucking, what do you call it, Garou lore?
Bet he does not sink a lot of dots into Garou lore. Maybe Old Man Logan did. I don't know. I'm just gonna not mess with the wolf and assume that if I don't mess with him, then he's not gonna roll on me. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, it just like stares at you, and you can see that his eyes are, they're like super pale gray, and they just kind of like catch the moonlight and look at you piercingly.
Is he
Yeah,
looking
Logan
at
is-
me specifically or all of us?
Like, it seems to be looking at all you guys.
There. Okay. Well, I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna not move.
Yeah,
Well, this-
Logan is going to stand his ground.
Okay, it starts to circle off, and like you lose it behind some trees.
Okay. I'm just waiting on old C Diggs.
Still doing this thing, and then you see it like closer at like maybe like 150 yards, like in a different spot.
All right. Well, I'll spend a
Then-
blood point and put it all over these trees around us.
All right. So you can describe to these things what you're doing.
All right, so I will bite both of my wrists and I spin in a circle and my blood flies all over these trees. And as it's running down them, it runs into like runes. And then I gotta make this here roll. That's
Vic,
all.
you're getting the side chat stuff, right?
What?
He's asking.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought there was a break there. That's why I was asking.
Oh no, I'm just let's see here. Spin. Oh. Never mind. I guess I'll spend 3 blood points so I can get 40 feet, because I guess I spray like a sprinkler, like way off. So yeah, I get.
Well, it just soaks into the ground and like goes through the root system or something. I don't know. It doesn't spray out like a sprinkler. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's good then, because that's crazy.
Yeah.
40 feet. Holy shit. Yeah. So then I charisma survival, which is 6 dice.
Okay. You got 3.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Yeah.
Everything
So like
else is defense.
the trees all seem to get like very limber, and they all start bending together to form like sort of a teepee around you guys, and then it gets wrapped up in like just vine after vine of like these thorny bramble vines that all seem to like wither and harden into like gnarled petrified branches all around this teepee of trees. And outside you can hear padding of like very heavy paw prints just outside. It's probably like 20 feet away from where you guys are.
I kind of feel like in this situation I should roll courage because this is not what I do. I've never encountered a werewolf. I'm shitting myself.
Sure. I think that's very responsible of you to call yourself on that.
Think I'll.
I know of their existence. I am fearful of them, but he's not going to show it.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just really like he's keeping his facade, but you know he's cacking himself.
Jake von Jakenstein,
Yes.
I need you to roll me 2 dice for Thaumaturgy.
Okay. How many?
10, because I haven't gripped the willpower yet.
Got 3.
Okay. You a serenity falls over the count or the vice count. You are unaffected by wound penalties right now. Anything that would give you a negative, and you have an additional 2 dice to break and avoid frenzy.
Ooh, thank you. Well, gentlemen, it would seem as though we are rats caught in some kind of trap. What do we do?
This is not trap. This is me. I put this up to defend us, and when we want to leave, I will lower it. But for now, it is protecting.
I see. Jake, how many hours until dawn?
Give me a wit survival. Diff 8 because you can't see the sky.
Ooh, 3 successes.
Probably like 4.
Ah. Can we still hear that thing padding around outside?
You heard it like sniffing the outside and like prick its nose on some thorns, and then you heard it scraping its paws against it for a little bit. And now you don't hear it anymore.
I'm looking over at like Cedric. I'm like, bruh.
He seems like completely out of it. There's now blood coming out of his mouth and eyes.
Oh my god, this ritual.
Is he dying? What?
He's. I say, it looks like he is in some kind of ritual trance to do something. I don't know the exact nature.
You hear like someone knocking on the window outside.
Okay, well, I am dumb, so I will go to that spot and ask the priest to open.
You will what?
I will try to command. I go over to that spot where it was knocked, and I will open like a spot, like ask the priest to like open a spot right there if I can.
How big of a spot?
Like I mean, a me-sized spot.
Okay. Yeah.
Logan is following him over.
It opens like a doorway, and there is a guy with like a big like hooked nose and a mustache and a beard. And he's got really, really long, dark black hair. And he's really like pretty solid looking. He's wearing just like some like doe skin pants and moccasins, although he appears to be white. And he just like has his hands folded behind his back.
Hello?
Why have your kind done this?
We are trying to find one that truck with spirits of evil, demons, and we are trying to destroy them. Once I leave, I can release all this and it will go back to normal visitation.
Do not understand your words. Why vampires make trees burn into ashes without fire?
Oh, this is great. This is the evil thing. This is not us. I do not know what has done this. I have an idea of who has done this, but I have not found him yet. I plan to destroy him.
He
This
he looks at you for a couple of minutes and he just seems to be like staring at you, and he cocks his head from side to side every so often, like seemingly sizing you up or like weighing options in his head.
I will pat the trees that I have affected. What I do to these trees protects them from becoming blighted, ashen, and destroyed.
Yes, the bark
Logan
very
is what?
strong.
What did he? I don't know who said what.
The bark very strong.
Yes. I am one who tends the land and protects the land. I do not destroy.
Logan is standing between the two people at the doorway and the one doing the ritual, and watching the stranger carefully.
He looks up at Logan. And then he looks over Logan's head at where Cedric is now partially levitating off the ground, where it looks like he's just standing on the absolute tippiest of his tiptoes. And he's like, that man is doing strange, unnatural magic.
He will say, well, I have never seen this before. I will not lie. I do not know of its true nature. I once again cannot lie. But I know that he is doing what I believe he is doing his best to find out that which has tainted and corrupted this area.
I will let you go I will keep him.
What?
I will let you and you, he points at Ian and you, go. Oh, and the other guy, fucking Alexander Harkin, and you go. I keep him. He points at Cedric.
I must stay with the one over there.
If you stay, you will not see another moon.
No. This is unfortunate. I look at you two and I say, I move my head like you should go. I told Cedric I would watch him. I cannot break my vow.
He's completely unsure how to deal with the situation. So he's going to try and do what he does, which is be a businessman. So he's going to walk towards the lupine with his hands out, in kind of a very non-threatening manner. He's going to say, come now, there must be something we can do, some kind of arrangement we can make whereby we all walk out of here friends, you understand?
Not friends with dead things. Dead thing, he points at the guy, performs profane ritual, taints the land with his blood, not strengthen trees. Do not know.
I don't guess I can make a persuasion roll or anything to let us go. This is kind of the thing that's going to happen.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, why not? I'm charismatic as balls. Yeah, I'm going to try, and he's going to say, "Oh, come now, there must be some form of arrangement, something that we can give you that means that we all walk out of here safe." And that's actually an amazing roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
He looks over at the old crow. Fine, you trap him here, and you all leave. He stays here, trapped. And then
Oh,
he steps aside.
so wait, he said that.
You can basically saying you can put your plant canopy up around Ziegler and leave him there, and you could all leave. And then you don't have to give him to him. You just have to trap him in here.
Okay. All right.
I think that is as good as good an arrangement as we're going to get, gentlemen. I assume, Old Crow, you're more than capable of doing so.
I mean, the old crow will just like walk next to Ziegler and then just have all the canopy go around the two of them.
That was not the agreement. Crap.
All right. Guy looks at you two.
We were just about to leave. Yes. Good evening. Harkin is going to start walking. Yes, he is getting the fuck out of Dodge.
All right. How about Logan?
Logan's got a contract.
Okay,
He
so
ain't
what's he
moving.
doing?
He's not moving.
He's not moving.
You have a contract with the Viscount.
Yeah, the Viscount isn't the Viscount behind him?
No, the Viscount is running away.
Yep, like a scared little girl.
That your target.
I'm sorry, I can't. It just went robotic.
Yes, the Viscount is running away and wanting you to go with him. That's the guy you're trying to protect.
Sorry, I got confused who was where. Yeah, he'll be following the Viscount to make sure he gets back to town safely.
Okay. PJ,
Sorry, I got momentarily confused.
no problem. You hear the wolf urinating on the side of this like tree dome, and then
Okay.
you hear like heavy padding foot run away, and eventually, after a long time, you're getting actually really tired. You feel like you might need to like go to sleep soon. The Cedric finishes his ritual, and he drops back down to the floor, and he looks really drained, and he's all like pale and like gaunt, and he just kind of like falls down to his knees and holds his head in his hands, and like he's panting.
Well, Cedric. I guess we're staying here.
I know where, but need blood and rest.
Fine.
Staying where?
My trees will protect us.
Oh, we're not still in the damnable forest, are we?
Can you make it to town before the sun rises? I'm already very tired.
Take hold of my sleeve. He like
Okay.
holds his arm out,
All right.
and then you two like appear inside of a bakery.
The bakery?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And he like slinks over to a cellar door behind the counter of the bakery.
hmm
And then he just like collapses down there and he hits like just rock floor with like a thud and he goes to sleep.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll open his mouth and put some blood in his mouth.
Okay. He just like rolls over.
Yeah, he said he was like mad hungry. So I'll drop like 4 blood in his mouth.
Enjoy that 2-point blood bond. Just like mommy
Good.
bond.
Oh
And,
yeah, for the Tremere, you're right.
yeah. And then I will go home.
It's going to be cutting it close.
Uh,
Give me a Dex Athletics.
all right, 7 dice. I will spend blood to go 1 over my gen cap for a scene.
So what?
7
Yeah, I know. You said you're spending your blood for what?
to go 1 over my gen cap for a scene.
Okay. You get home in time. You get home in time and get half an episode of Breaking Bad in before the sun comes up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Hank, fucking Walter White had just gotten pepper sprayed. And then he fell asleep.
Oh man, cliffhanger.
Alright, so thanks folks, that's the end of that scene.